Just about 6 o'clock now, and right now on GMSA, a bar fight ended in gunfire. What we know so far about what led up to this confrontation and why it's unclear who first pulled the trigger.
Get ready for some big storms tonight. It'll be loud. We could see some heavy rain in spots too. We'll show you when and where coming up.
All right, we're just hours away from the Battle of Flowers Day Parade. We're expecting more than 300,000 people to line the streets of downtown San Antonio. Coming up, we're going to talk about a little bit of street closures in the downtown area and also what you need to know if you're going to make your way downtown for the Battle of Flowers Parade. Viva Fiesta!
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And Viva Fiesta, it might as well be a citywide holiday here. It is Battle of Flowers Day, so welcome in.
We have Fiesta events, we have parades all over the weekend, and we also have rain to talk about this morning.
It's busy. It really is. It's been a great Fiesta so far, and we are going to see some storms tonight. We'll see how that impacts some of our Fiesta events, but I do want to let people know that severe risk is there. Okay, so let's start with a look across the state. And you look at the temperature up there in Amarillo, it's 50. They're behind a cold front that is headed our way. And in fact, that front will make it here. That means some cooler weather for the weekend, but more importantly, it means some storm chances later tonight. There's the front right now. It's through Lubbock, it's through Wichita Falls, and it is pushing south. We think it will be here by later tonight. So our rain chances start around midday, 30%, and then they ramp up from there. So by 6 p.m., we're talking a 70% chance of storms, and that goes through about 9, 10 o'clock before we start to see rain chances fall off. Gusty winds, hail will be possible with some of these storms, not to mention some heavy rain. Here's a look at the futurecast, and you can see some showers and storms forming around 2 o'clock, becoming more widespread around 5 p.m. And then as this front sinks south, we'll get good coverage of storms by 9, 10 o'clock tonight. Again, threat for severe weather included. We're going to talk much more about this and what this means for your Saturday forecast, too. That's altering or changing a little bit. That's coming up here in just a couple minutes, guys.
All right, let's take a look outside right now with our traffic authority. You know, today a lot of places are closed, so that means traffic is probably going to be a little less, except for the folks that are coming into downtown. We're taking a look at I-35 at Martin right now. That is a crash. We have our Alex Gomez that's out there right now to tell us a little bit more about how this is impacting travel in that area. Alex, what's going on? We don't have Alex right now, but we also want to tell you about another accident. This one at I-35 at I-10 northbound. That was reported a little earlier today. There's also the I-10 at Hildebrand eastbound. The right shoulder lane is blocked, so keep an eye out for those accidents and drive carefully out there. We're taking a look at, this is the accident that we were talking in the downtown Martin and I-10 right now. You can see that it's already starting to back up some of the traffic in the downtown area. And this is a look at your inbound drive times. Look at that. It looks great. 24 minutes from Pleasanton on I-37. Again, this is all probably because a lot of people have off work today. A lot of kids don't have to go to school. So traffic times are looking really good out there.
All right, well, the countdown continues. We're getting ready for Battle of Flowers this morning in just a few hours from now.
Did you see my crown?
I noticed it, yes.
Okay.
It's very beautiful, by the way.
I borrowed this, by the way. I don't have one of my own. RJ Marquez is in downtown right now, looking very nice with that Guayabera.
Yes.
Who else is out there?
All right. Yes. Well, thank you very much for that, Patty. Yes, of course, we are all feeling some great Fiesta vibes on this Friday morning, talking about the fashion and the traditions and everything that goes along with it. And obviously the Battle of Flowers. That is one of the biggest traditions when it comes to anything Fiesta here in San Antonio. So again, we're hanging out at Brooklyn Avenue right now over at the corner of Brooklyn and Avenue B. And joining me right now is Abby Mancha. She's up with us bright and early on this Battle of Flowers Friday. Abby, okay, so first of all, what is your favorite thing about Battle of Flowers, the day parade?
That's going to have to just be mainly the family experiencing all of that and celebrating, our heritage here in San Antonio.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I love that answer. Obviously, generations of San Antonians making their way out here. And Abby was telling me earlier that you guys usually would hang out up closer to Broadway, right? But you guys have kind of relocated to this spot here. Kind of explain, you said that that one of your family members, right, used to bring you guys out here when you were a kid.
Yes, so probably as far back as I can remember, maybe in '95. She would get all of us cousins together, everybody's in her van, and she would bring us out bright and early. And then probably for about 10 years now, I've kind of, taken on that role. That way for my son, my nieces, and, all the cousins, and now that they all have their kids, we all grew up, so I just want to keep that going for them.
Absolutely. So one more quick question here. You got the tent out here. I love to see this. So what made you do this? And again, how long have you guys already been out here ready to go for the Battle of Flowers?
Well, we came out at 5 p.m. yesterday. The tent is a new thing for this year, only because of the rain. That forecast, I was watching that all day. So this was precautionary, but I'm glad I had it because the rain was not bad, but it was very much needed.
Okay, thank you very much, Abby, for that. And again, Abby's going to be just one of the thousands upon thousands of people that are going to be lining up the streets of downtown here. Again, the parade started near Sac and ended at West Martin Street. A lot of closures in the downtown area. Those closures in effect from 6 o'clock this morning to 3 o'clock this afternoon. Back to you guys in the studio. Viva Fiesta, and cannot wait for the Battle of Flowers parade today on KSAT 12 at 10 o'clock.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Back to the headlines new this morning. A fight outside a West Side bar overnight ended in gunfire, and now 2 men are in a hospital. Police say one was shot in the head and is in critical condition. The other was hit with a bottle. It happened around 2 a.m. outside Stout House on Potranco. A security guard fired shots, but police are still not sure who initially pulled the trigger. Detectives are sorting through witness accounts this morning. All right, so this morning, a homicide investigation is underway at the Bexar County Jail after an inmate has died. Deputies say Francisco Bazan was found unresponsive in his cell Wednesday morning. So deputies say the 46-year-old was found with an apparent blunt force injury to his torso, which could indicate his death was a homicide. The medical examiner's office and the Texas Rangers are working to determine his cause and manner of death. Per KSAT's count, Bazan now is the 4th inmate to die this year inside the Bexar County Jail.
Okay, so this was supposed to be a student walkout, but instead parents stepped in and joined in a protest. Parents marched onto the campus at SAISD's Brewer Academy yesterday morning. Students had been planning to walk out of the class for over a week, but had a last-minute change of plans. They say they want justice in the unsolved murder of their classmate, 14-year-old Simon Cuevas III, who was shot dead 2 weeks ago. Instead, parents who had gathered in support nearby made their way to the school. Among them were Simon's parents, who urged others not to take the law into their own hands.
Simon wouldn't want them to get in trouble or hurt either. And I know that he's going to be looking down at them, and he's proud that, that everybody tries to stand up for him.
And at times, some parents in the group got emotional while confronting SAISD police. In a statement, the school district said students were told they could face disciplinary action if they left campus.
Well, during President Trump's first 100 days in office, millions of dollars in funding for national organizations were cut. And that includes National CASA, or Court-Appointed Special Advocate. CASA volunteers in San Antonio play a crucial role working directly with children in the court system to advocate for their best interests. Now, you may have seen some videos on social media recently claiming that these federal funding cuts would affect local chapters. But the CEO of CASA San Antonio says that is not the case. The cuts are only at the federal level. While there might be some trickle-down effects in the future, they are not impacting our local organization right now.
We're talking to the doctors, we're talking to foster family, we're talking to mom and dad. We're going to get through this together.
It's really important that people understand that we are here. We're not going anywhere. If the worst did happen, we have rainy day funds. We are not going to let these children down.
And the big takeaway ultimately from CASA CEO Angela White, who you just heard from, is that they need more volunteers.
Traffic could be eased for those in the west side that use Highway 90, but it's going to take a few years. Take a look. This is the future of Highway 90 in far west Bexar County. TechStud shared this 3D visualization of the US 90 West expansion project, which is expected to begin later this year. The project will not only improve connectivity, but also help reduce congestion on one of our busiest roads from Loop 410 to State Highway 211. There are 2 phases of the project, and phase 1 is expected to take about 4 years to complete.
Oh, gotta love it. The 89th annual Battle of Flowers Band Festival took place last night. It's the oldest and longest running marching band festival in the nation.
Okay, so 41 local high school bands performed together at Alamo Stadium. And if you did not get a chance to be there or watch our live stream, don't worry about it, because we will rebroadcast this festival on tomorrow right here on TV at 2 p.m. and, of course, on KSAT.com and KSAT+.
And don't forget, of course, the Battle of Flowers Parade is later on this morning in a few hours. And if you're not able to go out there in person, but still want to enjoy the parade, you can watch it from the comfort of your home or your favorite device beginning on KSAT right at 10 o'clock. We'll also have a Spanish broadcast option on KSAT+.
Here's a look at some of the other Fiesta events going on today. Fiesta San Fernando continues from 10 a.m. until midnight at Main Plaza. Then you have Fiesta Carnival out at the Alamo Dome. The wristband prices for rides is $37. And today is the last night of NIOSA. For a look at the full schedule of events, just head to ksat.com/Fiesta. And just a reminder that most City of San Antonio offices and schools will be closed today for the Battle of Flowers. That includes city libraries, municipal court, Metro Health clinics, and offices. You can find a full list of the closures on ksat.com.
And as we go outside for you with live cam, some clouds this morning. How much rain could we see later today? We're going to take a look coming up.
Faces of Fiesta, brought to you by Christus Children's.
For many of the ladies in yellow, helping put on the country's oldest parade is a rite of passage.
My mother is a Battle of Flowers member, and she is still an active Battle of Flowers member. I have learned from my mother all about volunteerism and working hard.
Caroline Kane is this year's parade chair, and she's been hard at work organizing the parade we all know and love.
You know, we start thinking about the parade probably months before the parade even arrives for that year. So I have been thinking and planning for Melodies in Bloom, a Texas Serenade, for quite a while, and it's finally down to the final days, and we can't wait.
She picked this year's theme.
Last year, I was in charge of all of the entries in the parade, and our theme was Viva Amor, all about love. And I mean, I saw hearts everywhere, and it was such a big hit. I thought, what do people love as much as they love love? And the only thing I could come up with is music. Everyone loves music. We might not all like the same kinds, but we all love music.
And she named the Josh Abbott Band as this year's Grand Marshal. But the ladies in yellow aren't solely focused on the big parade.
I'm passionate about keeping education to the forefront. That's our main mission.
In 2023, the Battle of Flowers Foundation was created. Through their oratorical contest, essay contest, and cover art contest, they give out more than $152,000 in scholarships.
We also focus on students in band, and this year we'll be giving 3 $10,000 scholarships to students who participated in the band festival.
The band festival has become another San Antonio tradition. After 89 years, Betsy thinks it's giving the day parade some competition.
I do love the parade, of course, but the band festival on Thursday night, when you have 4,500 kids on the field playing at once.
Okay, very good. Want to get you back outside, traffic authority right now, and we've got a legit mess right now. You can see now. Well, the drive times are pretty good though. The inbound drive times all green, which is really, really good. And again, no school for a lot of kiddos. But this is the big situation right now. And at 6 o'clock, one thing: the downtown closures for the parade have just started. So That's already going to create a situation. But this is the big accident right now, 35 at Martin. And Alex was showing this a little while ago. There's a couple of different vantage points. So essentially, the lower level entrance there is completely shut down due to a rollover accident right now. So everybody's being forced to go on the upper level there. This is 35 northbound at San Pedro Avenue, again, because of that rollover accident. So it's just going to slow a lot of people down. This is a different vantage point from the same accident, the 35 at Cesar Chavez camera right now. So again, if you're making your way downtown for the parade or maybe trying to go to work this morning, just be aware that lower level is completely shut down. And because it is a rollover accident, these tend to take a little while. So this is something we're going to continue to keep an eye on for you. And of course, as soon as it opens back up, we will let you know. On to the weather now.
All right, thank you, Ernie. And as we look at rainfall totals, or at least estimated rainfall totals on radar from yesterday, we got some good numbers out west, places like Brackenville. As you get up to Concan, down to Uvalde, there were some pockets of really good rain, estimates 2 to 3 inches in some cases. Now, as these storms kind of limped into San Antonio, we did not see as much here. In fact, only 0.02 of an inch officially at the airport. Most of San Antonio saw 0.05 of an inch or less. But we do have more on the way, and I think we're going to get some more as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. As we look at the forecast for today, and we look at the rainfall potential up to an inch potentially here in San Antonio. That's on average. There's going to be some spots that get more than that. There could be some flooding in spots too. So this is something we have to keep a close eye on, especially tonight, because when the sun goes down, it's always hard to tell how deep the water is. You know, that's something we always preach when we get these heavy rain events. So just also be aware of that. Here is your futurecast, and by 2 o'clock, this particular model wants to start developing some showers and storms. That may be a little early, but I think the chance is there. And as we get into the late afternoon, that's when storms really start to blossom. And this is also a point where I think we could see some severe weather. Hail, gusty winds are going to be your main threats. Front gets a little bit closer by 6, 7 o'clock, and then we start to see these storms kind of coming together right along that front. That area of storms will slide south, and by 9, 10 o'clock, we're seeing some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds here in San Antonio. I think this is the point where we have to watch for that potential flooding, or at least some localized flooding. And maybe in your neighborhood, you get a little heavier rain, and that can cause some of those roads to, kind of fill up with water. And the spots that tend to flood during these kind of events. By 2 a.m., this is shifting south and east, and by tomorrow morning, the rain's done. We may still see some clouds, but the rain will be out of here. Severe weather risk today is actually quite elevated. On a scale of 1 to 5, about a 3. It's been a while since we've had that kind of risk here. So just know, yes, hail, gusty winds. If you may want to go ahead and park your car inside later tonight just to be safe. Large hail, gusty winds, 4 p.m. to midnight is the time frame we're thinking. All right, your Fiesta event planner here. Battle of Flowers this morning. We should be good to go there. 70s with just partly to mostly cloudy skies. But Nyosa tonight, maybe you get there a little bit early, but even so, there is a decent chance for showers and storms and maybe some severe weather. King William, breezy and cooler tomorrow, but all in all pretty good. 60s, and then Flambeau will actually be quite cool. Low 60s with mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Your weekend forecast, 79 Saturday, 82 on Sunday. So this is a pretty good looking weekend, and we'll get all the way down to 58 Sunday morning. So cool for sure as some of that drier air moves in. Now the moisture comes back Monday, and then we get right back into this stormy pattern with a 40% chance of storms Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
All right, thanks so much for that. And of course, you can keep track of exactly when the rain is falling on the KSAT weather app.
Yes, and if we need to go live on the app for you, we will, and we'll let you know where the storms are.
All right, time right now is 6:21, 69 degrees out there.
Hi, Katy Perry is under fire this morning for her recent trip to space. A first look at her response to her critics coming up.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Katy Perry defending herself.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath.
The star posting on Instagram, when the online world tries to make me a human piñata, I take it with grace and send them love. because I know so many people are hurting in so many ways, and the internet is very much so a dumping ground for unhinged and unhealed.
As a pop star, you expect this sort of behavior from people online. But as she said in her statement as well, she understands what is real and what is important to her. Even as she's facing this sort of hate, she's giving a killer show. And it's clear that her fans in the audience are connecting with that more than what people are saying about her online.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of Katy Perry's online message.
Hey there, good morning, San Antonio. We are getting you ready for all things Fiesta this Friday. Time right now, 6:25, 69 degrees out there.
And our Mother's Day giveaway continues this morning. We're offering one lucky winner a $500 gift card. Coming up at 6:30, we'll reveal the QR code so you can enter the contest.
And forget medals and chicken on a stick. This Fiesta icon just wants to see your shoes. The unlikely legend behind the chant. Up next on GMSA.
And show me your medals. This is it, the finale for 2025. We are going to squeeze 14 medals on this board and show them to you when we come back.
What do you think of all the beautiful floats?
They're so gorgeous. You know, the kids put in a lot of effort with these floats.
Going through it, it's not that bad because you feel like all of the energy from everyone. Everyone's excited.
Very first turn you make and you see all those people lying down the streets. It's just like the best feeling.
The theme is Fiesta for all because it's everywhere in San Antonio. Every corner of San Antonio has a piece of Fiesta.
We're gonna make the parade an enjoyable experience. Booper Scooper on me, Booper Scooper on 3. 1, 2, 3, Booper Scoopers! You're part of something bigger than just your school. You're part of something bigger than the district. It really is San Antonio.
All right, let me get a Viva!
It has been so fun in the days and weeks leading up to today to see all these pieces and everything, packages
love
and
it.
everything. And look at Patty Santos.
We're all ready to Fiesta. Good morning, San Antonio. Viva Fiesta. And of course, happy Battle of Flowers Day.
Such a huge morning. The team coverage is in full bloom, just like RJ's Guayabera is, and he is out on the parade route this morning getting us ready. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Ernie and Patty. Yes, you know what? Definitely, you got to represent with the flowers, the floral here for we get set for the day parade here in the downtown San Antonio area. So again, street closures already in effect over by SAC all the way to West Martin Street. So keep that in mind and just make sure to plan ahead if you're headed out here. But we've had some folks that have obviously been out here now for a good 24 hours or so. Joining me now is Grace Silvas. She's hanging out with us on this beautiful Friday morning here in San Antonio. Grace, what is your favorite part about the Battle of Flowers?
The bands.
The bands,
the
okay.
music.
The bands, the music, and I know that you had, I think you said your son or your daughter, they went to Brackenridge High School, so obviously when you get to see the Mighty Eagle Band, yes, absolutely, that makes you kind of excited.
Yes, excited, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what time did you guys get here, and what is it just about being out here with family that makes it such a San Antonio tradition?
Fun. Got here about 4:30 in the morning. Usually we stay here, but we didn't have to stay this year.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Friends and family.
Okay, yeah, very cool. Yeah, and this is just, you said that you come out to Battle of Flowers and then also the night parade as well. Yeah, so, okay, so what is it about kind of the two parades that continues to just bring you out here to this area? Is it just the family?
Tradition.
Okay, yeah.
Just getting, yeah, we've always done it, so we keep doing it.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much, Grace Silvas, for that. We really appreciate you being with us. And again, as we mentioned, 300,000 people going to be lining up the streets of downtown San Antonio. We, of course, are your Fiesta station. We're going to be going on live starting at 10 o'clock with the Vanguard. The parade starting at 10:30, going till about 12:30, 1 o'clock this afternoon. Cannot wait for the Battle of Flowers. Myself, Courtney Friedman, Stephanie Cerna, and Steve Spreeser are going to be part of that broadcast for you. So again, guys, Viva Fiesta, Battle of Flowers. It is Friday morning, y'all. It feels great out here, and we are really excited about this as we get set for this big day here. Fiesta Friday weekend. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks so much, RJ. And you know, rain or shine, Fiesta is happening. But we still want to know what time that rain is getting here.
Yeah. Yes. We want to make everyone aware that there is going to be some severe weather, we think, later this afternoon and this evening. So just please know that. Please be prepared if you are going to be out and about tonight to take shelter if need be. You know, we got some good storms yesterday, at least in spots. This was from Carrizo Springs, a place that has desperately needed some rain. And look at that, 1.5 inches we will take it. Not a lot of rain here in San Antonio last night. We got some of those leftover showers, but we will have the opportunity to add to our rain gauges here as well. So here's what's ahead. Battle of Flowers. If you're heading out the door right now to go to Battle of Flowers, we believe it will be generally rain-free. Temperatures in the 70s, not bad. But by the afternoon, isolated scattered storms start to develop. Some of those could be severe. And then as we get into the evening hours, that's when our best storm chances arrive. Heavy rainfall will also be a concern in spots. So that's what's ahead of us. And here's what we're thinking rain chance wise. So by 3 o'clock, we bump up rain chances to 40%, 70% at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And then from there, you'll see the storm chances kind of taper off. By tomorrow morning, the rain will be out of here, but expect some cooler weather for your weekend, including Saturday and Sunday morning. We could be in the 50s, believe it or not. We're going to detail that, plus the flambeau forecast for you coming up. But we've got an issue downtown. Let's get over to Ernie with a look at what's going on traffic.
Well, just, from bad to worse, it appears right now. So we were talking about this accident 35 in Martin, and it had the lower level completely blocked off. And you can see, or perhaps you can see on either side there, toward the left side of the screen and on the right side of the screen, there are accidents on both sides right there, and people being forced to kind of go into the medians and everything. Different vantage point right now, 35 at Cesar Chavez there. So that coupled with the downtown road closures for the parade that just happened at 6 o'clock. And even though with school being out in many cases, I guess this would be a lot of SAISD schools in this area, it's still, you can see for yourself just how slow it is right now. So again, multiple accidents in this 35 Martin area, and thank you. There's the map right there to give you an idea, and all the red, just a clear indication right now in both directions of how you can, if at all possible, avoid this area right now. Even if you are trying to come downtown for the parade, try to find another route, or just know that you're going to be stuck in traffic if you are on the highway. So again, that's the big traffic headline right now. We'll continue to keep an eye on it for you and have more coming up in just a little bit. All right. Pardon my reach real quick because I left the other remote over there, and this is live TV, so the show must go on. And tomorrow is Election Day. If you did not vote early, you can take today to go over your ballot and narrow down who you'd ultimately like to vote for.
Now, this is a pivotal election for the city of San Antonio residents because they're going to choose their new mayor for the first time in 8 years. And with 27 mayoral candidates on the ballot, it's very important to do your research before you head to the polls tomorrow. All
right, so right now on KSAT.com, we have everything you need to know ahead of tomorrow's election. You can scan the QR code on your screen, and it will take you to a list of polling locations and your specific sample ballot. So the polls tomorrow are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And even though Fiesta and the Flambeau Parade will be going on, we'll still be keeping you up to date with election results on KSAT Plus and KSAT.com. Our election night live stream begins tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. And of course, we'll have a full recap for you tomorrow night on the Night Beat.
A North San Antonio massage spa shut down over human trafficking allegations. The state took that action after the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation received images and videos of sexual encounters at the business near West Avenue and Silver Sands Drive. Now, during an investigation, the agency says it found several unlicensed employees working. TDLR issued the emergency closure at Guixon Han and Golden Phoenix Holdings LLC and prohibited them from operating a different massage salon at that location.
Well, this morning, the Uvalde police chief is asking the citizens of Uvalde to not place blame on DPS for the vandalism that happened at the memorial outside of Robb Elementary. Chief Homer Delgado posted a statement on Facebook that says in part, quote, "I am aware that there has been talk circulating in our community placing blame on our partners with DPS for the events that occurred at Robb's school last night. I want to be absolutely clear. This was not their responsibility. The safety and security of our city falls under my leadership, and I accept full responsibility. Please do not direct blame toward the DPS troopers. They have been and continue to be a vital partner in our efforts to keep Uvalde safe. I will continue to work tirelessly to ensure that incidents like this do not happen again." End quote. So this is all related to the vandalism that happened between 11 Wednesday night and 6 a.m. Thursday morning. We spoke with several of the victims' families who wanted to know if there was a DPS trooper out there Wednesday night. And DPS sent us this statement, which says, quote, DPS does have a trooper patrolling the area around Robb Elementary School at all times, with shift change happening around 5:30 a.m. Neither trooper on duty overnight reported seeing anything suspicious until one was approached by a concerned Uvalde resident shortly after 6 o'clock yesterday morning while inside his patrol vehicle, end quote. Now, former Uvalde mayor and current state lawmaker Don McLaughlin is offering a $2,500 reward to find whoever is responsible for this vandalism. All right, a reminder for Mother's Day. It is coming up about 9 days away, and we here at GMSA are trying to make it extra special for your mom by offering one lucky winner a $500 gift card.
Think of all the things she could buy herself with that. To enter yourself or your mother, just scan the QR code and it will take you to the page where you will fill out the entry form. The winner will be selected on May 8th.
All right, Justin Horn obviously has a lot literally on his radar to track right now. With so many big Fiesta events, final night of Nyosa tonight, which could be in jeopardy to say the least.
Rad stuff right now. List. We're going to talk about it coming up.
We will, and we're going to talk one more round of Show Me Your Medals. 14 more to round out Fiesta 2025. That's coming up.
So there goes Joel. Show me your shoes, and now everybody and their mama says it.
He survived the streets and helped start a San Antonio tradition from the sidewalk. The man behind the Show Me Your Shoes chant. Next on GMS. Time right now, 6:42, and during this time of the year, the phrase "show me your shoes" is a popular one during the Fiesta parade.
We'll hear it hundreds of times today. There are also a few people out there who take credit for starting the tradition, and those people can be characters with their own unique stories.
Our Daphne Gray caught up with one of the OG starters of the Show Me Your Shoes chant. Here's his story of survival and love for all things San Antonio.
So it was me, San Antonio. I did it. I started it. Sorry.
This is Joel Herrera, and he's talking about that well-known Fiesta tradition, Show Me Your Shoes. Decades ago, and beer in hand, Joel says he actually started it.
Being my mom, she's watching the girls go on the floats and stuff, and she's like, I wonder what they're wearing, their shoes. Hey, Mom, hey, show me your shoes. There was the first one. They looked at me kind of like, what? You know?
He says before you knew it, that simple phrase caught on so much.
Next year, signs. I did that, but they were like, nah, I did it. It was me.
But this is just a part of the reason why Joel smiles today.
Come on in, welcome aboard. We're going to Cancun, we're going to Mazatlan. All in 30 minutes, y'all.
He's a boat driver for the Go Rio crew on the Riverwalk.
You guys happen to see the movie, Selena? That is where Miss Jennifer Lopez sits on the bridge portraying the famous little Tejano singer.
It's a passion of his that dates back to June 13th, 1989.
This will be my resting place. Ashes, you know, I'm going to be here. This is where I'm at. You leave anything behind on this boat, you will, your stuff's going to end up on eBay.
With the joy he has today, you would never think that Joel actually is a 3-time survivor of death. He says he had a gun pulled on him while a store was being robbed. He got in a real bad motorcycle crash that left his body full of titanium rods. And most recently, he was diagnosed with cancer.
That was one bad year. It was bad. It was really, really bad. I didn't think I was going to see this place. I didn't think I would see anybody anymore.
But with the support of his loving wife, Susie, and the love that he has for his city and its traditions, he pulled through, now in remission and back on the water.
That building back there behind us will be ready by 2028, 29.
What was that first boat ride after going through what you had went through?
Cloud 9. I was just floating on water, but I was floating on air. It was awesome.
He hopes when you hear the phrase, show me your shoes, and see the beauty of the Riverwalk, that his story of resilience reminds you to do the very thing he asks tourists to do at the end of his rides.
And you guys stay groovy, but most of all, people, please be kind to one another.
Daphne Gray, KSAT 12 News.
I love it. Okay.
But you know what? We were talking about you and how you came up with "Show Me Your Medal."
I'll take credit for that.
I like that one.
I created it in 2025. That's how old school it is. All right, this is it. This is the finale, right? The last Friday of Fiesta, so let's get to it. I'm going to squeeze 14 medals on here, so we're going to go fast. The first one is the city of St. Hedwig, just a beautiful medal there, of course, east of San Antonio, with a little bell tower charm there in the center. ABC of Southwest Texas, which is Any Baby Can. They provide services at no cost, regardless of income, to families with a childbirth through 17 years old with any medical diagnosis, so Any Baby Can. Texas A&M San Antonio, home of the Jaguars. Their big event, Festival de Cascarones, is on Sunday, May 4th, so go out there and wrap up your fiesta with that. Next up is 7 Brew. For you coffee lovers out there, it's a drive-through coffee with 3 locations in San Antonio, so thank you to 7 Brew. Magic Theater downtown. They're presenting 2 bilingual productions to conclude their 30th season. Congratulations to Magic Theater right there. SATX Marathon, the first time we're seeing this medal because it's a new event. The inaugural San Antonio Marathon will happen the weekend of December 5th through the 7th, so check that out. Floor and Decor. These medals are free and first come, first served until they're gone at their San Antonio locations with the little charms there. Floor and Decor. All right, going down, we had some medal events at Next Level Urgent Care. Fast and affordable care with several locations around San Antonio. So thank you for hosting us with those medal giveaways. City of San Antonio Buy Local here, which is also a bottle opener, encouraging you to buy local. The Thompson, we know the Thompson downtown. Culture Lives Here is the theme of their medal this year. San Antonio Charro Association, a day in Old Mexico, is happening this Sunday at 11 a.m. Next to that is Workforce Solutions Alamo, celebrating their mobile career center on wheels with their medal this year. Positively Sweet Bakery has a fiesta in space with Snoopy spinning around on their medal. And last but not least, a small but mighty medal hidden right here, the Good Samaritan Community Services, empowering communities to thrive since 1951. And there you have it. Right on cue as the music ends.
Bravo. All right, let's get a quick look at traffic. We are looking at I-35 at Martin, both directions, accidents on both directions of that. You can see it is reduced to 1 lane, those lanes on the right shoulder there being taken up by emergency responders. So if this is your commute, if you're coming into downtown for the parade, this is what it's going to look like. You could see that red right there, it tells us that traffic is backing up all the way. It's growing, even growing maybe down to Highway 90. So just be aware of that if you're coming into downtown and take an alternate route. But hopefully, because a lot of kids are off school, a lot of people are not working in downtown, things are going to be a little calmer.
Yeah, here's for hoping. That is definitely snarling traffic for now. So if you're heading to Battle of Flowers, please be aware of that. Temperature-wise across the state, 49 right now in Amarillo. Gives you an idea that there is actually a cold front making its way through Texas. And this cold front's going to make it down to San Antonio by tonight. It's the reason we have good storm chances in the forecast. You see the front there. There are already some showers and storms across North Texas this morning. Nothing for us, though. It's quiet, and I think it'll be quiet through much of the Battle of Flowers parade, so that's good news there. But by this afternoon, it definitely gets more busy. By 2 p.m., here we go. We're starting to see some showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms pop up on radar. Then by 4 or 5 o'clock, it becomes more widespread. This is certainly a time frame where we could see some stronger storms, some severe weather start to pop up. It'll be isolated, but the chance is there. It increases, and that will also be the case by 7 o'clock. As this front begins to move in, we're going to see these storms really kind of blossom and come together along this front. If they do form into a cluster of storms, this is where we could run into some heavy rain too. This is 9 o'clock, by the way. Those storms starting to enter San Antonio. Hail, gusty winds possible. And then you get into the heavy rain 10, 11 o'clock before this moves out by midnight, 2 a.m. It's getting out of here. So that's kind of the time frame that we're looking at. And by tomorrow morning, the rain will have completely exited the area and we'll be left with some cooler temperatures. So these severe storm threats here, I'm going to put wind at the top of the list because I think with some of if we get a line of storms, we can see some very gusty winds along the front edge of that line. Hail will also be a threat for any of those storms that develop, especially this afternoon. And then behind that, we get the flooding threat with some pockets of heavy rain, we think, tonight. So this is one of those events we do have to keep a close eye on. But in the meantime, looks good out there. 69 degrees here in San Antonio and New Braunfels, 68 Converse. We're seeing a few breaks in the morning clouds, and it'll be quiet through about noontime. Then we start to bring the rain chances in. Should we see some sun, that'll get us up to the upper 80s before those storm chances kick in. 50% chance at 4 o'clock, 60% chance at 5 p.m., up to a 70% chance there this evening. So Battle of Flowers, good. Nyosa, not so good tonight if you're heading out there. You may want to go a little bit early, but just find a place to take shelter if you are going there in case a storm rolls through. King William, breezy and cooler. Flambeau is looking cool. Temperatures in the low 60s for that. Then as we get into Sunday, 82 after a morning low of 58. And looking for some more rain and storm chances as we get into next week. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. We're getting ready for the Battle of Flowers, the day parade, just hours away from that now. And as we see the sun come up, we're getting a lot more folks out here. We got my man Raul over here with the speaker, bumping some tunes for us. And again, we are starting to see folks line up out here as we get set. More than 300,000 people getting ready for the day parade. And y'all, I got myself my Battle of Flowers Fiesta medal for 2025. Melodies in Bloom, a Texas serenade. Cannot wait. The bands, the traditions, the colors. Show me your shoes. It is going down. It's going to be on KSAT 12 starting at 10 o'clock. You can watch us live on our regular channel or also stream us on all of our digital platforms. Back to you guys.
All right, RJ, thank you very much. One more look at traffic in the situation 35 at Martin, which again is just a mess right now. If you're coming downtown for the parade in both directions, at one point we had accidents on both directions, and you can still see this is a real time right now. We are seeing some activity to indicate that this is wrapping up and things are starting to move in a positive direction. 35 there at Cesar Chavez is that particular camera. So again, we'll continue to keep an eye on that, and you can keep it right here or KSAT.com for the very latest. But one more check of weather, because again, it could be a very eventful day today.
Yes, it's going to be quiet, I think, this morning for Battle of Flowers, but by midday we start to add in some rain chances, and they become more likely by the late afternoon, but especially this evening and tonight, about a 70% chance of rain at that point. So please keep an eye out for these storms. They could be strong to severe, and the extended forecast here, 79 tomorrow, so cooler on your Saturday. The rain clears out by Saturday morning, and we're down to 58 by Sunday morning. Flambeau could actually be kind of cool. Rain-free, but cool. So it's really this evening and tonight that we're going to keep a close watch on.
All right. Well, thanks so much for that. And we hope that you have a great morning, that you enjoy all your Fiesta festivities. If you can't go, join us right here on KSAT 12. We're going to have all of it, all the fun. You won't miss out on it.
Yeah, we'll have much more in the 9 o'clock hour as well right here. So just put the remote away and Viva Fiesta.